That's it. And on that note, good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, somebody very excited to be back in the comms box. Mind you, both commentators back for a change. Couple of tough weeks personally, a few things that happened. Unfortunately, life still happens, even if you do some racing, and life takes priority. But be back, and as you could hear, Mr. Alice Bali is also back with me. Of course,
Yeah,
round 5 tonight, round 5 here at Catalonia, Spain. And nobody, as he said, nobody out is yet. And as I say that somebody's on their way out, there we go. So finally with a minute in, somebody finally went out. Which is unusual because normally some of these guys can't wait to get out there.
Yeah. But Spain testing track for the...
Yeah, more commonly known as a testing track for F1, yes. Because this is where we always come test.
And funny enough, I was actually doing some laps on here in the week, but on ACC, and the right hand side, the tires don't last. I don't know, I can't explain it. It was just very weird.
Yeah, but I also saw some comments this afternoon. Some of the guys also complaining the tires are not the best. It is actually known as a very abrasive track. We've seen it in real life. I've seen it on previous versions of this game as well. Surprising actually seeing soft, because normally this is where you tend to see those mediums to hard tires, especially in the past. But yeah, it's very abrasive on tires. So you're going to see 2 to 3 pit stops. It's going to take one hell of a effort to go one stop here. I can't see that happening.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like you said, I don't think anybody would be running softs. I see forces already out on
mediums, and a couple of guys on soft. So, but of course this is Q1, still doesn't count. It's still free. Well, can I say free as you go if you want, because it's only the next session that really matters, which affects the rest of the qualifying or race if you want.
Ooh, I actually need to do
I see there is some comments. I see Mr. Pickle, G&G Pickle, previous TNB driver, not sure where he found himself now, but nice to see he's still watching the occasion. Hello there, Mr. Pickle.
Here we go. Sorry, I just need to plug in a
or
charger.
Must I say cucumber in a bottle, because what else is a pickle? Don't know if Pickle will want to go back to the TNB route nowadays, because everybody's so ACC, nobody wants to do F1 anymore.
I was actually looking at F1 on PC the other day, and it was 130 Rand. That was the special. I've never seen F1 that cheap. On console.
Well, thanks, Pickle. I hope you too. So yeah, like I said, I don't know if we'll see Pickle back, but then again, it's the same with a lot of drivers. I know of a few drivers who kind of fell out, who's not showing the same interest in F1 anymore. A lot of them actually a lot of them devoted to ACC. So the interest is there, the commitment is there, but you don't see the same commitment on F1 anymore, so I don't know. And with a lot of complaints about Codemasters, I don't know how long this F1 thing is going to last, because yes, if some of the guys, true fans, will always buy the game, and that's actually what brought us all together, the love for F1. But then Codemasters need to really start stepping up, because they're disappointing their fans. But talk about Codemasters. Have you heard about the big buyout that's being talked about?
I was just about to say, I don't think they're going to beat Codemasters
for
much longer. Yeah, it's what, 930, was it billion? I can't even remember if that was dollars or euros.
That's not a cheap buy, but apparently there's 2 companies basically involved, and one of them are Rockstar. I mean, Rockstar is huge. A couple of big titles out there as well. I mean, we all know the GTA, and I mean, call it a whole series. There's Red Dead
Redemption.
What about the Max Payne series?
Was Max Payne part of them?
Rockstar also made Max Payne.
Serious? I did not know that.
Come on, if you think about it, look at Max Payne 3, because I played Max Payne in 1 and 2 on PC back in the day. If you look at Max Payne, if you look Max Payne 3, I played that on PlayStation, and that the button, the shooter, the triggers, the controls for the shooting, and that whole wheel, how to select weapons, it's exactly the same on Red Dead Redemption.
Ah, okay.
Now that's Rockstar, definitely. So I mean, we have Max Payne, you have GTA, you have Red Dead, and that's just to name a few, because there's a good couple of other titles as well.
Yeah.
So imagine, F1 under Rockstar.
Well, you know one thing for sure. They'll keep that game going for 20 million years because, I mean, GTA 5.
I mean, how long is that running? And then you got Red Dead Redemption 2 still going. I mean, what you gonna go? What's next? Red Dead F1?
I actually played it with GTA. I finished GTA on my previous console. I think that was the Xbox 360. And I got it on the PS4. And I had to replay the story mode. That's how long GTA 5 has been around.
Yeah, that's been, yeah. And I mean, come on, we going back, the one that really got me into GTA, I loved Vice City.
I can't remember Vice City.
With Tommy Vercetti. Tommy Vercetti was the main character there.
Is that the one where you could still go to gym? And
no. That was a little bit before. That was a little bit before one, because GTA, there was cars who, to us it looked like Ferrari and Corvette and stuff, but they were called the Bungie and something else. But anyway, the one that you're referring to is San Andreas, because San Andreas, you go to the gym, you work on your muscles, you need to go to the barber, work on your appearance. And GTA in the end, well, San Andreas was like, I think 5 maps coming into one. It was actually one of, at that stage, one of the bigger games if you look at map-wise, etc., etc. So, also, well, good games for the time. So, I mean, the old GTA thing came a long time. I mean, there was the Liberty City stories, there was, like I said,
yeah. Into the wall. Ooh, eesh.
But he's still running, that's the important part, so he just need to get back to the pits, and he's close to the pits, just pulling over for a faster car to come past.
Not Fernando on the outlap, he's going to start his hot lap now, but I see Quentin while we were chatting.
Yeah, 115, and Kimi 116, but John also 116. So, I heard there was talks about 114, so we can see that possibly as this session progresses. Thank you, Rob. Rob, thank you. Before we asked, we finally got somebody just confirming there is rain predicted for the race, so that's going to spice things up. That's going to spice it up. I like when things spicing up. Of course, Nismax racing tonight as well. He's standing in there for, I think, Saki is the guy's name. Sorry, I know he joined us, but I never saw a race where he raced. Just so happened he raced while I was away, but Nismax standing in there. So JSW, previously known as JCW, also have 3 drivers on the grid, and TGR also have 3 drivers on the grid, and then of course Safwan have 3 drivers. Only for 3 teams pretty much in fully supported tonight.
I haven't
but
seen,
still 15 guys on the grid, not too bad.
I suppose Matt would obviously join a little bit later because
no, Matt is not in on this season.
Oh, okay.
Just shows you how long you've been away. You haven't even commentated a race this season.
Exactly, this is my first one. Ooh, not Fernando goes
at least
117-1.
Some of the guys look very comfortable for Spain, funny enough. Of course, all 15 drivers will go through to the next session. As long as they just keep it clean and keep it out of the barriers.
Long as they don't crash out.
I see someone there, Turbos and Bullets, just saying, nice to have us back, thank you. And I see Pickle says he's half-half, so he's still involved in F1, but he also do ACC. It's just difficult to get guys now committed to F1 lately, because ACC, I mean, that's the game taking everything by storm. Yeah, everybody with project cars, but now it's ACC. And especially also with the updates and stuff, because yesterday or so I saw another update coming.
So the next update coming out is they're bringing out Imola. So a track, 2 new cars, and then a bunch of liveries. I think most people are mostly excited for, I'm excited for the Imola track.
Imola track. Because especially after we saw Imola in F1 this season, after how many years?
Exactly.
Because also the track where Roland Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna famously lost their lives.
And most people don't know that Ratzenberger also lost his life on
And
the same weekend.
the same weekend. Not
Same
even,
weekend.
not just the same track, but it was the same weekend because Ratzenberger was in practice and Ayrton Senna was in the race.
But Rubens
I see
Barrichello also
Vos
had a
retired.
huge connection with the barrier on Imola.
But have you seen how they changed it? Because that almost didn't look like Imola. I had to wait for them to go past the start-finish line before I really could say, okay, that's Imola, now it looks familiar. Because the way they redone the home straight, which is actually much better in my opinion. But I remember the track coming from the right, and then the chicane to the left, and then you go start-finish line, and that's also where you were diving to the pits. Now that chicane is gone, and you just basically go on to that straight. So, but yeah, once you pass that section, then you can see that's definitely Imola. So not a lot has changed of the track, so it's nice to see still the same layout as before.
Well, I was watching the GT3, I was re-watching one of the GT3 races, and just before Ravazia,
Goodbye, Mr. League Racing, aka Fossi.
that
Just jumping in, he decided to retire and jump into the com section. Sorry, Dave.
Oh, okay. That what was I saying? Oh, that
You're talking nonsense as
upstairs.
always.
No, that chicane just
Upstairs.
before upstairs.
It's a track double story now.
Just before Ravazia.
Mm-hmm.
The GT3 cars don't even. It's not a chicane. It looks like a straight, whereas the F1 cars actually treat it as a chicane.
But then again, where's Paul Ricard? Look at Paul Ricard for GT track versus the F1 track. The Paul Ricard for the GT guys, they don't even have a chicane on the back straight.
Yeah.
For them, it's a continuous straight.
Ooh, I see comments. Let me see what's going on here.
Hello. Welcome, Devon. Sorry, people, I apologize for my co-commentator. He's a bit rusty.
Very. So when are we getting rain?
In the race.
When in the race, Rob?
Force actually answered your question before you asked it. Force say, begin with drive in heavy rain all the way.
Ooh, that's going to make things very
heavy rain, so we're going to see full wets, never mind inters. I love it. I love it. Last season we didn't even see wet races last season. I would love to see a proper wet race again. It's just to spice things up. But Voss will probably swear at me because he already says this is not one of his favorite tracks. Now it's going to be wet as well. I think that's also why Voss, don't bother, just get a time in there. At the end of the day, he's still going to go through to the next session. But watch, now he's going to come with one hell of a lap in the next session.
Yeah, probably. Only one. Oh, Maverick is out on pit.
Out on pit. Davey, it's been a while. Maverick is out there. Ronald also now retired. I see RJ De Vries also out. Not Sebastian now also done. But it's just over 2.5 to go, so no point in risking it.
Well, what was that tire that? I see Quentin also retired. What was the tire that he actually set that time on? Let's just have a look.
Who now?
Quentin. Oh,
no, that was soft. That was soft.
I thought he was. I actually thought he did it. So Force was the only one that.
No, Force was the only one on mediums. Watch, this is now some sort of tragedy. Force is coming here, but nobody's expecting.
Well, like you said, the softs are.
At the end of the day, if it's gonna rain, I mean, how early is it gonna rain? Because if it's gonna be a while, maybe not a bad idea starting on the mediums, taking it all the way till then. But if it's going to start raining early, then it might as well just go on the softs to make the best of it. But it all depends when that rain is going to start. Can you make those softs last till you have to stop? Otherwise, you might find yourself doing a pit stop and then another to come in for the wet tires.
Yeah, I suppose the mediums would actually be a better option. It gives you a little bit more freedom to go longer if you need to.
It just all depends when that rain is going to start falling, because I would have also went for the mediums.
Yeah.
Start lower back, but go for a longer strategy. But now the rain is changing everything. Because one thing I also learned with this game, you can't say for sure. Even if it predicts rain at this time, you can see it earlier.
Let's see what Legend can do.
Legend, a guy who twice this season so far got fastest lap.
Oh wow.
Of course, second round, Austria. Also a good one there. Mr. Notkimi winning that one all the way from the back. It was all South Van Quinten, but he made a mistake, spun, wing gone. But yeah, was he that day? Nobody could hold him back. He just found his way through the traffic that day. Ooh, and a big moment there for Not Maverick.
Ooh,
there goes front wing. Luckily it's just the wing, because back end, he just caught a little bit of that corner which sent the back end coming out.
Where is that? That is turn 3.
No, that is just after the home straight, that sequence of corners. And that is a tricky sequence of corners if you do not enter just right. Sorry. Yeah, it's going to be, you bug it for that whole sequence of corners. Okay, so looks like there might be some, if I look at force there, it looks like there might be some distance before the rain actually arrives. So it's not going to be that early.
Yeah,
so there's going to be a decent dry stint before.
So softs might not be the way to go.
No, just because if it's... Because I don't know how long softs is going to last here. What, 13, 14 laps?
Well, it depends how much you take out on your qualifying lap, I suppose.
And some of those guys will obviously gun those tyres as well at the start. Let's wait for Legend to finish his lap. Coming around now.
Vino didn't even set a lap though.
Nah,
I know he was
all
out on
15. There we go, and that is that. Q1 done. So much faster when you have somebody that you could talk nonsense with. Thanks, Devon. Then the sessions actually go a lot faster.
I was going to say, that went very quickly though.
I'm not going to worry about that. That's just for dress rehearsal for now. Obviously, real business starts now. Although it says Vino is out, because Vino haven't set a time.
I was going to say, now, he should have set the time though,
I've seen it before, where you see people with no time actually get pulled through to the next session, but according to that, it looks like he's out. But yeah, because also according to my knowledge, you need to set a time to still go through. You just, you know what, even if you did a 150 for argument's sake, it would have been enough, because there's only 15 cars. But then again, I must also say there's been fixes to this, because I had seen it before. I thought I was maybe dreaming, where some guys actually still set a lap time when the time has expired, and it expired before they cross the start finish line. So in theory, they shouldn't have set another lap. But in the end, they have set another lap, and they set it under, you know, when the time already expired. So that was fixed. So maybe while they fixed that, it also fixed the part that you will go through to the next session without posting a lap.
No, but they didn't.
I see, but that should have been fixed, because that explains why Vino's not there anymore. Vino didn't go through. But I see there's another car MIA.
Exactly.
There's 13 cars. We had 14, and only Vino should have been eliminated with not setting a time. But now we actually have 13 cars. We lost another one.
I need a replay function, damn it.
Just want to see.
I can't see who it is.
It looks like Boucher. No, where's Boucher? No, Boucher's there.
No, Boucher's there. Sean said Legend.
So the South one guys is there, except for Vino who got eliminated. We got the TGR guys there. We got the we got the Knots there as well.
I thought might have been Nismax, but Nismax is there. Maverick
Oh, we
is
got
there.
the not Aston boys. We got TGRV. We got SAF1V. So we got Barchev.
Ooh, and Nismax and not Sebastian driving very close to each other. I suppose they will give each other some space before they start that.
Let's get
That
that stuff. Yeah,
flying
there we go.
lap. Yeah,
Nesmax, of course, the reserve driver. That is why his livery looks so much different.
just right on board here with not Sebastian and his hot lap.
And let's see that when you talk us through this. Also riding there. Let's get the onboard shot.
Yeah, coming up to turn 1. DRS closes. Very tricky set of corners, and I see he's on the mediums.
Yep. Couple of guys, actually, only 3 guys on soft.
Pick your braking spot.
Some of these guys actually listen to the stream too much. Work with strategy out on this by the looks of it.
Well, they could have it spot on, or we could have it spot on, or we could be horribly wrong.
There we go.
Just don't blame the commentator. This that turn should be flat. Turn 9 should be flat, right?
Not sure.
It's not flat
I'm
in
not,
the GT3
I'm not a
car, that I can
Spain.
tell
I'm
you.
not a Spain fan. 116.6 for not Maverick. And that is on mediums.
And he jumps, so 116.5.
Very close, I must say. Not much in it.
Let's just see where SAF1 Quinton is. He is at turn 10. Coming up to turn 11. Also on, oh, we have a yellow flag in sector 1. Quinton's livery looks like a Lotus. One of those old school Lotus cars. And it goes faster, 116.0.
But that's my team livery. That looks like the Bafana shit.
If you sit on board, that green actually looks a little
Yeah, but
bit
look at
like
that white and that green and gold from the side. It reminds you of that old Bafana
actually.
skipper.
Oh, it does actually. And for anybody that doesn't know what we talk on about, that's actually the soccer team. But it looks like nobody has an answer to his space though. He's 5/10, let's call it 5/10 up on everyone. He was 7/10 up on not Kimi in Q1. Let's see, Kimi is about to... No, Kimi is going through turn 3 right now on an outlap. We'll get back to him. Rob is about to start. Rob's about to come through to finish his lap with a 116.8 and Rob goes 4th. It's pretty close there between second and 6th, I suppose.
Oh, you hear all dead silence.
No,
Everybody in the pits.
His lap.
Forces I see is on softs. Now when everybody goes on mediums, he goes on soft. So he's actually swimming the opposite way.
I don't think he's the only one on softs though.
No, Maverick also switching over to softs. Looking. Yeah, he's also switching over.
Let's just see, he's about to start his hot lap. Not Kimi, sorry.
Come here, come here, come here. Gimme for Kimi.
Ooh, and there's some traffic in front of him. That I don't even know who that was. Just jumped out of the way. Looks like Legend. Yeah, it was Legend. Oh, and Kimi loses the rear.
Kimi must get his old race engineer back.
He had some of his old. He was talking to his
No,
his race
you
engineer
don't
before.
understand. He changed race engineers.
Oh, did he change race engineers? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Post coming around and goes fourth. Kicks Rob down with a 10th. Yeah, let's call it a 10th. Yeah. Sean's on an outlap, Legend on an outlap. Not Fernando is in sector 2.
No, you know
Coming-
what? Funny enough, it
Come to
said
turn
it said
9.
15. It said 15 at the beginning, but if you go look and you count it, it was only 14 cars on the grid.
Oh, okay. Oh, you went back. Thank you for that. You
So
went
it
back
was
and-
so it is only Vino we lost. So it wasn't 15 cars. It was actually 14 cars. Because with Vino gone, all the same names showing there was actually on track. They're still here. It's only Vino's not here from the guys who started.
Okay, Fernando is turn
That's the
16.
beauty of a stream.
And goes 6th, 117. Ahead of Ronald, Nizmax, Wes and Boucher. Suppose Kimi is going for another run. Ooh.
Kimi's gonna run for his life.
Well, he did spin with those tires though, so
Must say, like his helmet design. Putting the pink and the green in the helmet as well. Yeah, nice helmet color. Just now the race suit and the glass, that's that golden yellow.
and he goes 5th.
Not
Splits
too shabby.
Boss and Rob.
Not too shabby. The thing is, what can these Aston boys do? Because they way off in the championship at the moment. But I mean, it's only round 5th. Well, for round 5, 5th round. They can still actually do something about this. They can actually still, you know what, make it difficult for people because they can get into positions, good points positions where the other guys want to be. So don't count them out. It's only halfway. And a strong
Exactly.
second half. There's going to be retirements on the other side. You never know.
When is Monaco at night in the rain?
That is still coming. With Singapore, and that's Africa. That is 2 street circuits in a row.
I wonder how much Rob was smiling at this point in time.
I mean, just this season, 3 street circuits. 2 of those at night. Well, Singapore is already at night, but Monaco, of course, is going to be at night this season as well.
So here's my question for you. Will Vietnam make a return to TNB since it was kicked from next year's calendar?
Well, it is still on the game, and we did run Vietnam in season 1 as one of the new tracks. Of course, when we did season 1 of 2020, we did say the 2 new tracks will be part of a setup. So 2 out of the 10 tracks was already confirmed. It was just a matter in, when it will be. So it was decided to do it round 1 and round 6, which obviously the 2 halves. But thereafter, of course, those tracks that we ran in season 1 was removed from the draw for this season, just to cycle all the tracks. So there's still Australia and China that we didn't run. So those two tracks can ultimately still stand over to a season 3. So you sit with season 3 with a situation where two tracks is already confirmed, China and Australia, and we will still draw the other tracks. So yes, Vietnam can pretty much still get it back onto the calendar.
Not much happening on circuit
Will
right
just
now.
be the luck
Legends
of a
on a-
draw, but I just find it very weird. A track that there was big fuzz about, lots of talk. Everybody was looking forward. We didn't see it for thanks to COVID, and now it's been scrapped from the
dropped,
calendar
yeah.
for next season. I haven't even put a wheel on the tarmac. I know some guys say it's not a like a track, just judging on the game, but how many times did we see that they did tracks which is not 100% the same as it is in real life? It's not like Codemasters do 3D scans, etc. So,
Do they not laser scan?
well, how many times did they talk about it? Especially this track, Spain, was different until the F1 guys actually said no, but this is not how the track looked like. Because ever since everybody went to esports route, you also got more input from the drivers. So at the end of the day, looking at a game, can you really say the track is that bad? You've never seen a race run in real life. But now it looks like we're not going to see that happening anyway. But I see Zandvoort is still remaining, and not Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia
Arabia's
coming on too. But it all depends where we are with COVID next year. That's the key thing.
Are they going to the States next year? I actually did not look at the calendar.
Just under 2 minutes, I see a lot of guys in the pits.
I don't think any of them is going to come out.
I don't think any of them going to go again.
Nizmax might come out. West might come out.
Yeah, but then we better
Nizmax
do
should
it now.
definitely
We're
come
running
out
out of
because,
time.
I mean 6,000s
of a second.
Yeah, and as I say that, Legend's out. Legend probably thinks he's not safe.
The USA is definitely on the calendar for next season.
Jean also going out. Nizmax does not look like he's coming out.
So the only real change there is Saudi Arabia, of course, with drop of Vietnam. You still have pretty much all the other tracks there. It's literally you have a Vietnam that got dropped, and then you have Saudi Arabia, and round 4 I think that was a TBC, which was basically the track which is really now to replace Vietnam, because Vietnam was originally scheduled for round 4 this season. Not sure what they will replace it with, but the talks is to have 23 tracks on the calendar.
They might just bring Canada back.
Of course, this season would have been 22 tracks. So actually Saudi Arabia would have been the new addition to the track, so we would have had 23. So the 22 of this year originally scheduled, plus now Saudi Arabia. But with Vietnam being dropped now, there's still a replacement track to follow in Vietnam's place. Oh boy, and that coincidentally that round 4 is my birthday weekend.
Nice.
Right, and that's it. Everybody has done what they could. Now it's a matter of just really gunning for it and get that position. But yeah, it's just loading very long. I don't like it when that please wait stay there for so long. Unless somebody's hanging somewhere.
I hear sound though.
No, I got the loading screen.
I hear something. Oh, there we go.
Probably your tap whistling in the back end.
Yeah,
There we go, finally we're back.
Ooh. Ooh, there we go.
There
That's what I was
wasn't even a quick show afterwards. It just
Yeah, nothing.
whoop. Normally you would have a recap of a screen or whatever. Yeah, I know. I said at the end of Q1, I'm not gonna get into it. But come on, where was it for Q2? But anyway, we're in Q3. Lots of guys actually getting out there. I'm not gonna wait around.
I actually got a picture from not Fernando, and his setup at home is looking.
Yeah, you also saw that. Hey, that
beautiful.
looks beautiful.
So beautiful.
Now I've got no rig, but yeah, my setup actually improved. Much bigger TV now, and I need to get used to it.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know what? If you used to, because my traveling TV is only like a 32-inch. I imagine getting used to that, and all of a sudden you start playing this game on a 65.
Oh wow, you actually did curved?
Nah, not curved. Biggest got bit users. I got mine as a present.
Ah, okay.
Well,
yeah,
I got it actually. Someone,
you buy it?
someone,
Did you buy it yourself as a present?
No, someone actually replaced my TV, and I basically got given this.
Well, 65 isn't a bad present to get though.
Nope.
Really isn't a bad present.
Just to get used to it. But it looks awesome for the commentary, because now all of that stuff that you look so small, now actually you can see properly.
Well, unless you're streaming in 144p.
So we got actually all three TGR guys here in Q3. We got all three not Aston. So 2 of SAF1. And then of course you got Force.
Remind me again, Force's
RQR.
teammates is Gav and
The Judge.
There we go.
The Judge, man.
You're riding on board here with Force though. And he is coming up to turn 10. Heavy braking zone.
144p for the win. Of course, things are heating up. SAF1 versus TGR for the championship.
Well, I suppose it's like you said, it's halfway through the season. Anything can happen. Don't throw out any of these boys. And Force goes with a 116.5. I think he went faster in, no. Did he? In Q1.
Not Sebastian going faster, but yeah, SAF1 Quinton did a 115 flat basically on the mediums. So first time is going to still improve. But then again, sitting in front of a TV all day practicing, that tends to do things like that for you.
Never happened to me.
Yeah, true that. That's why I stopped practicing. But then again, we're not so into it like them. We do it for fun. These guys, like, they want to race.
Well, even with ACC, it don't happen to me.
Devin.
Ooh, and John nearly picked up one of the Aston boykies. I think that was Kimmy. Yeah.
Not Fernando in the pits. Yeah, so it's Kimmy. Debbie.
Yes. Oh, listen to that. Listen to that. I suppose...
I'm not in the driving seat, so why not?
I suppose with the news of that came through on, when was it, Thursday?
Yeah, but
last night?
bottle stores are back to normal operating hours.
Supposedly,
you know what it feels like.
Happy.
You know how weird it feels going to a shopping centre. Going to a shopping centre after 5 o'clock on a Friday, and you see the bottle stores open.
Quentin set a 115.54.
Very close there, between the top 3 basically, and Ronald not that far off either.
Nearly, yeah. No, it's not Kimmy, but I see Quentin ducking to the pits. Probably a change of boots for him and then he'll be back out.
Yeah, no, he's definitely, all of them going to go for new boots here. Surprise, not Maverick didn't go out this yet.
Well, the top three is separated by, what, four
Fernando
100s?
going with his usual strategy, waiting for these guys to go out there. Then, as they come into the pits, he goes out. You know, nothing wrong with that. If they trip over each other, why not? You have some clear track when you go out. Only downside about this, going out a little bit later, you leave yourself less room for error, and you basically need to get it switched on almost immediately. Because you don't have that extra lap or so maybe what these guys have who go out at the start.
Just a quick question there, Mr. Co-Commentator. Did you watch any of the free practice today at...
I haven't watched all of it, but I understand Verstappen was fastest in both.
I saw him being
and
fastest.
Mr. 44 didn't even feature in the top 3 in either.
I saw him fastest in in free practice 2, but that was very early on, I think.
But he was also fastest in 1, and I think second in 1 was Albon.
Leclerc was second.
Leclerc and Bottas was third in FP2, yeah. Like I say, Mr. 44 wasn't in the top 3 in any of the two.
And Fernando stays 9th. Not a bad time though.
But that's the thing, 116.6, and he only 9th.
Exactly, it's
That's actually very close from first to 9th. That's not major.
See, where's Maverick on track? He's coming around.
I think TGR might love what they see this. South 1 versus not Aston in front. Imagine those guys tripping over each other, then TGR can pick up a point. You never know, 100% race distance, anything can happen.
Well, Maverick coming, that he just went to 9, DRS activated, coming up to turn 10.
Yeah, he's in that final sector.
Let me just check. The final sector starts at turn 10. Or just before turn 10, in that DRS zone.
You go through this chicane, which most people hate, if not all. Final turn and going for the start finish line now, and fourth 1:15.7. Purple for third sector for him.
Who else is out? I saw Quinton also out. Quinton he's coming up to turn 7 and 8 now.
And I see Foss is very vocal tonight. If Foss complaining the other guys is fast. But of course he said it himself on the group this afternoon. Yeah, it's fine being fast for one lap, but that helps you nothing in a 100% race. But that's exactly true, because yes, you can have a 1 lap pace, but you need to be consistent, you need to be faultless, make no mistakes, and keep your concentration for the full duration. If you can't do that, then qualifying in front or having this blind of a lap helps nothing.
Quinton just went fastest, 1:15.0. Just took out 5 tenths.
And just because his car looks like the Bafana skipper, that means minus 5 points.
You know what I would like to see on an F1 game returning is Imola, actually.
No, true that.
I would like
Tell
to see
me,
Imola back.
Give me anybody who won't want Imola back. And yes, I don't want Monza gone either. Don't get me wrong, but it would be nice to have Imola.
Yeah.
Because Monza, how can I say, the home of speed. But Imola is a little bit more technical, but Imola's not a slow track, but it's just more technical.
I mean, look what happened to Max when they were at Imola.
Wasn't it for the suspension or tyre? I still don't know what
Tyre.
was the real effect there, but I believe it was for tyre that let go.
Yeah, tyre just let go. I don't know if he picked up a puncture somewhere, but he looked.
And that was actually medium. That was actually the hard tyres.
Yeah, he was on for a decent result though.
Yes, he was actually in second place when it happened. But it just makes you wonder again, looking at the Mercs. Here you have Red Bull in second place. Well, we all know Ferrari's nowhere. But here Max, with a Red Bull, he manages to still give Bottas a hard time. And on a good strategy, he can even beat Hamilton, as we saw in Silverstone. So, it just shows you, is that Verstappen just that great a driver? Or is that how much difference there is between the two Red Bull cars? But which team will set up a car is that much different? Because at the end of the day, you want maximum points for the team. So why would your second car be so much slower? So to me, I would say Max is just that much of a better driver. He's just, he gets in the car and he will drive the wheels of that car no matter what.
I don't know how much truth there is in what I'm about to say, but somewhere I've read that the Red Bulls, the car favors Max a little bit. Just
the way he's driving.
The car is, I think
it suits his driving style more.
Yeah, it suits his driving style more, whereas it doesn't suit Albon's driving style.
Yeah, but then what was the case with the guys before Albon? What happened with his predecessor? Same story? But then again, if Max bring the points and Max is the one guy they can rely on, then you can't blame Red Bull for getting behind Max.
No, true. I'm not disputing that. I'm just thinking that if you want to get maximum points out of your race weekend, you want to get in the absolute maximum.
You want first and second place, and that is what Merc is doing now.
Yeah, but I'm not saying just first and second. I mean, you want the maximum amount of points that your car can and your drivers can actually put on the table for you. Then you should set the car up for your drivers to their preference.
Yeah, but there's something wrong with that second car, because that second car is not near where Verstappen can bring it. Just waiting for these guys that's still out there to finish their laps. Where it is to see Force in 10th place, he's normally up in the top 6.
Wow, would you?
He really hates. He really does not favor this track.
But even so, it's not a bad thing starting, I suppose. Well, I suppose he's starting in 10th, and not starting at the back.
There we go, and this session is officially over. Not Sebastian manages second.
Well, he hasn't raced in a while either, has he?
There we go, just a confirmation of a top 10. So van Quinten, not Sebastian, and not Kimi. That's your top 3. Pole setter followed by 2 Aston Martin boys. Because the rest of the grid, Maverick in 4th, RZDV in 5th. So 2 TGR guys just coming back a little bit. Ronald in 6th. Not Fernando in 7th. Legend 8th. Jean lines up in 9th. With Force behind him in 10th.
Not Fernando moved up 2 places though. And not
Fernando looking solid.
Someone likes this track.
Of course, now it's just to wait for them to finalize their strategies, and then
Don't
we can be on our way to
the cars.
Nah, luckily this is not project cars. We all remember that too. Project cars was even worse. And if you press the wrong button, you quit, even if you don't want to quit. Of course, once anybody have a strategy ready, they click ready, we'll get that counter. So it's either when everybody is ready or the counter runs out, whichever comes first. So it's just for them to finalize their race strategies. There we go, somebody's ready, being Nesmax. Now just waiting for the timer or the rest of the guys. And of course, as always, the timer will win. Of course, 14 cars on track, so Vin of course back. He will start at the back.
Where's the
And we
Practicing
are
results.
done. Here we go, just lighting up for a formation lap. And off we go. And there we go, now it corrected, it shows 14 and not 15.
Yo man, not Sebastian weaving that car
Massively.
to get some.
Thing is, of course, to get away and get into that first corner. And if they're going to go in there side by side, ooh, that's going to be a tricky one.
It's right though.
Sorry,
Got
you
me.
broke up with that you said again, sorry?
I said it looked
And as you repeated, you also break up.
somewhere. Ah, no man. I swear you're doing this just because I haven't been here in a while.
Conspiring
Ooh,
against
there we
you.
go,
Okay,
but-
Gavin.
But strategy, medium, soft.
I see
Medium
Bouchy is
hard.
on hard. Not trusting the
Take
mediums to go until that scheduled stop for wet tires.
Well, it is gonna, yeah, it is gonna rain though. So depending when that's gonna happen.
Yeah, but I think medium should take you there because that's what for most of the guys went for. For soft, it's going to be a bit of a push.
It's a bit of a push. I think you're gonna have to get out and push the car yourself.
Unless they're banking on that rain's coming sooner than what we think.
Well, we need to get Jeff in here somehow. Jeff can tell us.
Jeff with all his crayons. Right, coming around the final corner, just lining up again.
He's actually he's actually quite far ahead of not Sebastian. Well, they're coming to his pit box now, but he was quite far ahead of his closest competitor. Sitting on the grid for a little bit longer, cool tires. Ooh, I forgot about the camera angle. Here we go.
Been so long. But yeah, I've got the same angle here.
Let's just
And
see
the
what
lights are
happens.
going. And go, 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 go.
Ooh,
Not Sebastian,
some wheel
good
spin there
pull away.
from-
Kimi also good pull away, squeezing in between him and Safwan.
Ooh, there's a
Oh,
big accident.
Nismax and not Fernando. Not Fernando's out. But the two not Aston boys
Ooh,
going there for
not-
Quentin.
not-
Kimi is through. Not Sebastian running a little bit wide, but we got
virtual
the
safety car.
VSC. So we're going to have to slow down. So the speed that not Sebastian carried in there was all in vain. Because VSC had to slow down. But Kimi got in front of Safwan Quentin there.
Now, this is the time that I actually do want a replay button.
Yeah, just to see what happened there.
Yeah.
But Nismax got front wing damage. He's definitely going to have to stop because that wing is not going to take him far. But as it is, not Fernando is out of the race. Just on the pull away here, and Nismax made contact, and as you could see, both of them went into the barrier.
Surprised the VL's oh, there we go.
Just a
And we're
VC
back
and
at
not a
racing.
full safety car. That's even more surprising.
Exactly. And Kimi got away quite nicely.
Yeah, and not Sebastian
Sebastian
putting
is-
Quentin under pressure. He's right there on his gearbox, and not Sebastian's actually having a look.
Ooh. This is going to be very interesting come.
Who's going to have a better drive out of his
Out
final
of the-
corner
yeah,
because this is
out of
going to
turn
determine
16.
who goes who's in front. Oh, not Sebastian's right on him still. And we're all on the same tyres here in front, just remember that. Not
see what
Sebastian
he does.
following.
Oh, and he puts it in there side by side into
Side
turn
by
2,
side.
turn 3. Sebastian's got the inside line
Yeah, he's
and
through,
he makes
he's
it
through,
stick.
he's through. So we got two Aston boys in
Very
front.
well done. Oh, and the timing screen just doing a little bit of its own
A
thing.
bit of a, yeah, a little bit of lagging here. But I
This
can
match in
promise
the
you
pit,
it's definitely Kimi,
Kimi locked
Sebastian and Quentin. not Maverick, well, like this, all of a sudden which I would say his biggest championship rival is right in front of him, so the points gap between them is not so huge. You would love this, and obviously, and hopefully the two boys there in front in the Aston colours can keep him at bay, so he can keep with him, so Quinton don't drive off in the sunset. So I think TGR would have loved this, because now you've got TGR in 4th and 5th, and one running in 9th. Of course, Safwan were in 10th, and of course here in 3rd, and the other one in 6th.
Force made up 3 places as well. Force into 7th.
I think these Aston boys really actually open up, make the championship fight a little bit more interesting tonight.
Oh, Quinton coming back a little bit too far, but coming back and not Sebastian.
No, he's not going to back off.
That DRS zone was a little bit too long for him. The next one coming up is even shorter. Let's see what's happening else on track. Force on Ronald. A little bit too far.
Yes, Max made his stop. Obviously, fresh set of tyres and got a new wing. Of course, don't forget that rain that's still coming.
Yeah, very true, eh?
But not Sebastian now really on the gearbox of his teammate. Not Sebastian really racy tonight.
Ooh, and
there we go, he's going to have, look, DRS on the outside, and he made it. Not Sebastian is through, made the move on his teammate.
I was about to ask, was there some
Kimi might be a little bit vulnerable there to Quinton, because coming next time round, DRS, and not Sebastian with a time penalty. Pushing a little too hard, but then again, if Kimi can stay in range of his teammate, he might just get DRS to counter the DRS from Quinton.
DRS and, but Quinton, not Maverick, was also on the gearbox.
Of Quinton, yes.
Of Quinton.
And RJDV also in touch. RJDV and Ronald again fighting.
Not Kimi locks up.
But the longer Safwan battles behind Kimi, it actually brings that Maverick closer and closer. As you can see, the top 5 are all within DRS from each other. Because the one with a disadvantage is not Sebastian in front. Dietka, of course, don't get DRS.
But I suppose you will be saving his battery. And
just to counter, correct.
Better drive out of.
Yeah, Kimi had a bit of a lock-up there as well.
Turn 9, DRS open for Quinton. Not Sebastian, not Kimi, out of DRS range.
Yes.
Ooh, and Quinton nearly runs into the back of the gearbox of Kimi.
Was close. Oh, and Kimi goes a bit wide there, car twitching, managing to stay in front. But he's not going to have DRS now. And all during this, you got Maverick just closing up on the two of them. As you can see, Maverick, it's this close.
Ronald. Yeah, Ronald.
RJDV.
Yeah.
But Ronald's not far off either. And Kimi taking to the inside, fending.
Kimi goes defensive. And locks up again.
Of course, it sometimes looks more, I can say, looks worse than it really is.
Well, I deem anything that has
RJDV staying in touch with his teammate. These guys in front now, Ronald as well, they're not really, and even Force. But Force is out of sync on tyres. But you really have a top 7 all within a second from each other. Of course, we were not Sebastian the exception there. He's just over a second ahead of his teammate.
I wonder if there's any team orders at the Not Aston provide a little bit of DRS.
Think so.
A little bit of DRS for
the time penalty now. Quinton again, because there's a bit of a lock-up here from Kimi. Quinton just again having to make sure that he don't run in the back of that car in front.
But Quinton runs wide.
Yeah, his car now twitching, and it's actually that section of the track. Kimi with a bit of a lock-up as well as Quinton.
I think the dirty is just playing a little bit of a bigger role than what they're expecting.
If you look at how things are going now, But rain is really going to spice things up. Yeah, I said it before, but I'm starting to see it happening now. Kimi taking to the inside defending, he stays ahead, but he runs wide. But let's Quinton go through, because you see that's Kimi for you. Good sportsmanship there from Kimi. He knew he went wide. He took a bit of a corner there, so he felt like he gained an advantage and he let Quinton through.
Well, Quinton should just be careful because the DRS zone is coming up. So, but Maverick is looking very racy on Kimi though.
Kimi, yes. He would not want to be behind Kimi for too long. But his teammate is sticking to him. Force, by the meantime, having a look here. Force is the one looking at all of us.
This Max closing the gap down to Boucher. Slowly but steadily though. I think
no, that gap, not really slowly, that gap was 20 odd seconds not too long ago, so it's now just over 16. So he's definitely gaining. Quinton, no surprise at all, fastest lap once he got past Kimi. And RJDV having a look on at his teammate on the inside. And RJDV is through.
Ooh, not Maverick, a little bit slower out
Last
of turn
thing
one.
you want is two teammates tripping over each other, so can RJD Vino actually set out to the guys in front. Oh, and we got a yellow flag, and that's Vino. Vino into the barriers.
Well, Ronald is actually...
Front wing is gone, now he's going to have to go all around this track with no wing, then stop as well, so that's going to cost him some serious time.
Oh,
Yeah, Boucher will just come through.
Not Maverick though. I missed that though.
What's this?
That Rob actually got past Maverick.
No man, it was just now on the start finish line, as I called it as it happened.
Ah, I'm actually going deaf.
No, that's a fact. Too much tap water coffee. Not good for your ears.
Some side effect.
So Kimi not able to hold on to Quinton, and Quinton closing gap to not Sebastian in front.
Force is very close. Force is basically on the gearbox of Ronald.
Yeah, but he should make use of his soft tyres, because he's actually got the advantage because he's got the faster tyre, but nothing's happening.
Oh, here he comes on Ronald. Let's see.
No,
it's too far back.
It was too far back. You need to get closer for the DRS to count. And now Maverick passed Rob again, so Maverick back in front. Can he get away from Rob? Can he again get in touch of Kimi again?
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Another yellow flag.
Ooh, looks like it's Legend.
Might be, but he's moving.
Quinton closed the gap down to not
Sebastian and Kimi just falling back to him now.
But Sebastian actually made it, opened the gap up a little bit where it mattered.
If not, Kimi just added too many beers. Now he's in the relaxation mode and he's losing speed.
Yeah, that gap to Legend now 10 seconds. I suppose.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Just confirming, as I always suspect with this game, I don't really believe a weather prediction because I don't think it's always that true. The rain prediction is actually much later than what initially predicted. So we're going to still see some proper racing before we get the rain. And Legend getting a penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Ooh,
Looks like Vino actually stayed out, so the wing damage is... No, he doesn't even have wing damage. I thought he had wing damage into going into the barriers, but luckily no wing damage. So he's still out there.
So Force is 6/10 off Ronald.
Yeah, but Force is just not getting close enough in the DRS range to make a move. Coming
Not
around now again.
Keeping Quinton at bay, just
went fastest lap,
second, yeah.
just to open up a gap a bit. Force getting closer and closer. Now this time really close. Is he going to dive to the inside?
Oh, he does.
He's going to have a look, but no, just still too far back.
I think he should be starting to get frustrated for not using those tires.
Yeah, because he had the faster tires, he should have been able to get past. Kimi just falling further away and still locking up. Surely it should be a matter of time before the TGR boys come past. Started well, but just not able to hang on. Leaving his teammate in front now to feint. Would have been nice if for Not Sebastian having his teammate between him and the car behind, but now you don't have that luxury.
First having a look again, down into turn 8.
Oh, and winner now with a time penalty.
Let's see if Force can actually make it this time around. He is very close, 6/10. Oh, and get a 3-second time penalty.
Trying it too hard.
He's a little bit further back than he was on the previous
just
lap.
not getting close enough to make use of that home straight DRS.
Wonder if he's just not running a little bit more drag on that car, slowing him down just a fraction.
Obviously thinking about the wet conditions later.
Not Maverick, 6/10 off, not Kimi.
Getting closer and closer. RZV also just outside the DRS by the looks of it. He didn't have DRS that time round. So Maverick just getting a little bit of a gap between him and his teammate.
Let's see, Force. Turn 14, turn 15.
RZV now with time penalty.
Turn 16. He's a little bit further back.
Gaining actually with DRS.
But he got a brilliant drive.
DRS was open. He did get a brilliant drive out there, but again, he's going to go for it this time. He's going to have a look. He's going to have a look. He's going to go. Oh, that was close. That was close, but much closer. Force had half a chance, and he was going for it, but well also defended by Ronald. But Force now obviously just getting more confidence. He saw that it is possible. He's just going to have to work on his exit speed in that last corner.
Well, he is very much closer now. So let's see. Ooh, and a little bit of a...
And in front also.
But Ronald runs a little bit wide.
And that
different
just
line actually.
Just keeps Force that much closer to him.
DRS open. This
yeah,
is a very short DRS.
There is no real. I don't sure why this DRS, because there's no real opportunity here. It's all going to happen on the home straight.
Just staying along with this battle for now. It's a see. Will he get the same run that he got in the previous lap?
Oh, Not Sebastian feeling it fair from Quinton in front, but Quinton just too far back. Same as with Force, just too far back.
A little bit far back this time around. Didn't get the same drive out of
correct.
turn 16.
Had a much better drive out of that corner the last time round.
Not Sebastian has a completely different line to what Quinton has coming out of turn 4.
Okay, Pickle, but then I want proper commitment from you, not just here, there, everywhere, or nowhere, so there. If you can commit and you fully commit to this and you want to, by all means, you can message me.
If you message me, just
Will
add
it be
coffee as well.
will it be Genji Pickle, or are you going to come back with some other fancy name? But no, I have no problem. You're more than welcome back, but then I want full commitment. I want guys who really want to commit to this, who want to drive every Friday and actually want to drive and have fun while doing so.
Nismax is actually on Boucher's.
Yep, he caught up with him. Deniable
Oh, and there we
operations
go.
are a go.
And there goes Nismax. Breezes pause Boucher.
Force just still not
And
able.
Force. This must be frustrating now though, because he
Can
knows he's on the
Kimi
faster
now
tire.
gain? Can Kimi actually make up some distance now while these two in front are fighting? Deniable operations are a go. Call of Duty Black Ops. PlayStation advertising, you know.
Have you seen how
Okay,
big that game is?
sun is disappearing.
It does look a little bit darker.
Yeah, but it's
It does
still
look a little
sunny.
bit
It's still
darker.
sunny in other parts of the track, but it's not sunny all around anymore.
Reminds me of Spa. Spa, you can have the sun on one part of the track, on the other part of the track it could be raining.
Remember the old Hockenheim and old Austrian Grand Prix back in the day? One side of the track will be bone dry while the other side is extremely wet.
Let's see what Quinton's DRS goes open.
Meantime,
He's a
back
little bit
there.
too far. He's
It's
a
just
little
not,
bit too
yeah,
far.
it's like a forced moment. Oh,
but
now he's going to dive
for
to
it,
the inside, but not going to help.
Yeah.
It's like a forced moment. He's there, but he only gains right at the last moment. But then there's not enough space anymore to make a move. Then you
I
would
think
hope
that you
that
need-
it's actually longer.
You need to have when you come out of turn 16, you must at least be 40, no more than 4 tenths.
Correct. And force putting.
more 14s.
Force is done with a soft.
I think he's just trying something else though. But he's gonna come back.
Yeah, but 14 laps on the soft. That sounds about right. Unless he can get on the fresh mediums and push and hopefully undercut. It's worth a try because he was just not able to get past. Maverick closing up on Kimi again as Kimi loses time to the front guys.
Let's see. Quinton 6 tenths. 7 tenths. A little bit further back this time around. That's not going to help your chances.
Not Sebastian to see if he stays to the inside this time. Nope, like you said, he was too far back. Not Sebastian didn't even think about worrying. Go
Defending,
for
he
the,
didn't even think about
didn't even worry
defending.
going to the inside line. No, that Kimi. Oh, not Sebastian goes wide. Bit of grass there.
Oh, it brings Quinton up against his gearbox.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm not coming up to turn 9. DRS should open
20
now.
bucks. 20 bucks for a South One car driving into one of Aston's back end. Because it was so close earlier with Kimi. Now it's this close to not Sebastian. So it's only inevitable for him to sooner or later hit one of Aston boys in their back. I don't blame him with that purple is green color. You just want to get closer and closer.
And lick it.
Kind of like that Wazzy thing, yeah. Okay, just again, just a little bit too far back on the exit
Oh,
of the
he's
corner.
coming, he's
But he's
coming,
gaining,
he's
he's gaining.
coming.
He's not
He's
Sebastian. Yeah,
gaining.
no, not Sebastian taking to the inside.
Oh, and he's ooh, but he's
Oh,
got
and he's late on the brakes. Oh, and there's a bit of contact. But not Sebastian was a lot brave on the brakes there.
And not Kimi runs wide.
Quentin
And he
had
spins.
it. That would release Maverick. No,
And
it's in that first sequence of corners, that tricky part.
Turn 1, 2. Not even
No,
turn
not
3 yet.
Sebastian was definitely outrun there by Quentin, but he had the courage on the brakes
And the inside line.
and used
But
it to his
turn one.
advantage to still keep a position. Kimi now feeling the pressure from Ronald. But Maverick is released into third, so he's still just behind his championship rival again.
Let's see. Will he be closing down the gap to Quentin?
Will the two in front make contact? Because that's how
Force-
close it is. That's the risk you
Let's
running. That's the risk you have running this close. Again, 6 tenths coming out of that last sector, last corner.
Oh, 8
And this
tenths
time
now.
he's further
Yeah.
back.
Wonder if he just didn't use up a little bit too much of his tires.
Or maybe the battery life, not sure if he gave it more during the lap. I have nothing left at the end of the lap, don't know.
Yeah, but like you said, it's looking a little bit darker.
The sun is
Then what
definitely
it did of-
fading because it's more shady in places than what it was. And I'm not talking about slim with the blonde hair when I say shady. No, you're not.
Ah, good pass for one. And,
You're a Cape Townian. Yes, you're a Cape Townian.
well, the Cape Townian still has to come down. Down to Joburg.
Oh wow, thanks for that. We're just getting confirmation there that the weather update there, drivers reporting with Jeff is saying rain in 15 minutes. So what we see on the track with the sun getting, going a bit behind the clouds, but rain is actually getting closer. But that's one thing I learned about this game. The weather predictions are not that correct. So you think it's going to rain later than it actually happens earlier. So it's always tough. But Jeff apparently is telling the guys rain is on its way. And you can see it's getting more cloudy out there. And yes, Pickle, yes, you may if you really can commit to it and you really want to, but I want commitment. Not drive here and stay away for another 6 races and then drive again.
Kimi breezed past Wes. Yeah, Seth, Quentin is
Yeah, Kimi
just
on
a
the
little bit.
Kimi pitted. I think he went for the hard tires. But if rain is on his way in 15 minutes, I would have went for the
gone soft.
softs. I would have gone
soft
soft
as well.
and really gunned those soft tires. Tried to make up as much time as I could. Because the rain is definitely coming because it's getting more and more shadowy on the track. So I think soft would have been better because he's at the point where he would have been safe. He would have still, because Vos managed 14 laps. 14 laps will take us to what, 33. By then I think the rain would have hit. Or if you're not happy with the softs, go another set of mediums. Because the mediums at least is faster than the hards, and the mediums would have definitely taken you to that stop for soft tires when it starts raining. Because those medium tires would have held it on. And I see Quentin is now battling to hold on, talk about holding on.
Yeah. And not Sebastian just hit the fastest
His
lap
lap
of
as
the race,
well,
of
yes.
120.
But this is medium tires for you. It goes away and then it comes back to you. And I think this is now that part where his medium's coming back to him. So I'm just surprised. I think so. Maybe Kimi got some damage when he spun, hence he pitted. But if he did, he could have done softs easily and tried to make up some time and push like crazy. Otherwise, the mediums even could have been, because you know it's going to be a wet race. You need to go into the wet tires, which basically puts the whole requirement of two different tire compounds during a race out the door. Because once you go on wet tyres, you don't need to go on another set of dry. So he could have done medium, and then inters or whatever. So he would have been safe. But yeah, very interesting.
Force, though. Right on the gearbox of force, actually. Oh, well, he was on the gearbox of force.
And the hard tyres, you also want proper heat. Quinton bouncing back now. He now gets the fastest lap, so his tyres is now switched on. And he's still getting a nice run. Not Sebastian take to the inside. And it's again same story, not Sebastian Bravo on the brakes. Sticking to the inside, outbraking him, still staying in front. Not Sebastian not making it easy for Quinton. Quinton's going to have to work hard for this if you want to get in front.
Kimi dropping a little. Oh, what's happening? Kimi is dropping back a little bit from force. A little bit too much.
But again, force is on the better tyre, faster tyre in my opinion.
Well, the
gap
definitely
was faster tyre, but that's also
7
better.
tenths.
No, that's like double now.
Exactly. So
I know the mediums are faster than the harder, but I think there might have been a bit of a mistake as well.
Quinton 2 tenths.
But then during the last sector, not Sebastian manages to get away a bit. Again, as I say, that going into that final corner again, it's 6 tenths. Not Sebastian just manages to open it up a little bit coming out of that final corner, which keeps it keeps putting him in that position where he can stay in front.
If you're sitting behind Not Sebastian and you can't find it, you've done the same move twice now, what would you be thinking? Would you be thinking juke him the way Vettel juked? Who was that he went in, he went out, came back in, or was it? Went
but do you
out,
really want to do that and risk contact or stuff? I don't know. No more sun.
Well, he's going to have to do something though. Yeah, the sun is completely gone. He's going to have to do something.
Play the longer game. You can still undercut him. But also there's the other thing I was just about to say. Also keep in mind penalties come into play, and Quinton haven't had any as yet. If the race were to finish as it is now, Quinton will actually be promoted to first thanks to less penalties. Trying again on the inside, but just not. He backed out of it.
Closest battle on track at this moment is 1 and 2. Ooh,
I was just going to say, still in front. Been like that for the majority of the race.
Sebastian runs a little bit wide. But setup plays a big role when it comes down to turn 16, out of turn 16, start finish straight. If you're running a little bit more drag than your opponent, it's going to be very tough to pass him on that start finish. Ooh, and Not Sebastian might have been a little bit too late on.
You're getting excited and then there's nothing.
Yeah.
These two now pretty much 9 seconds ahead of the rest. Again, Not Sebastian just getting away in that final corner, but this time not as much. As you can see, Quinton already gaining, Not Sebastian taking to the inside early. Not Kimi with another time penalty. Here we go again, and again Not Sebastian just shoots forward on that break. Just that breaking point, it's just so much better. Confidence showing. Not Sebastian still manages to stay in front. That's what I like. How many time that happened, where it looked like Quinton's going to come on the outside, and then that braking spot, Not Sebastian just so much later Oh, now he goes off track.
Ooh,
Put a
and
wheel
Quinton-
there in the dirt. But he kept the inside line, but now Quinton's got the better
Quinton's got
drive
the-
out of a corner.
Oh, and some wheel rubbing, and he makes it stick. I wonder if he shouldn't have just waited a little bit longer, because the DRS detection zone was right there. Not Sebastian will get DRS.
Yeah, but not that DRS really helps in this section.
But then again, oh, it's a little bit of a slide there from not Sebastian.
Yeah,
Lost a few
allowed
tenths.
Quinton to go out, pull away. But there was somebody went wide, put a wheel on in the dirt. Could have easily lost it, but I was lucky enough to stay on track. But he's close. He's as close as Quinton was
14th.
last time. So he's got no DRS. Following Quinton here, so he gets a slipstream as well, getting closer and closer. But he's not going to be close enough at the end. Now it's his turn to be get used to following a car. But this first corner sequence is just so tricky. If you go a little bit, that car, that twitchiness, it just costs you that momentum. Not Sebastian just trying to get on. And those time penalties, he just can't hold on.
Yeah, not Sebastian fell back. What, 8 tenths? Wonder if the
Way
tires
back,
are just
way
not
back.
letting go for him now. Over a second.
But to pit now is going to be risky because that rain must be near.
Yeah. But it is
Because you're
very
going to
much.
pit for new tires and then you're just going to have to pit again for wet.
Well, you're not going to be pitting as soon as the race starts. The rain starts. Coming up to some back markers though. The
Which of course will be Boucher first. And then 2 seconds ahead of him.
But also,
John.
so these two in front obviously need to make sure that their pit stops are clean. Because
Yep.
not Maverick is just 9.5 seconds behind.
Of course, also keep in mind if these two trip over each other, that opens the door for Maverick.
See, ghosting is back on.
No, but this is just for lap cars. Which the thing is, this is not debatable. The ghosting option has been from the word go, so we haven't changed. And I think rain is pretty much here from what I just saw now. And it came just as the pit windows that actually opened up.
Well, it does look like there's some drizzle on some riding
I
on
just
board
saw a bit of a white
Quinton.
flash, and that white flash normally means rain. Yeah, there we go. I actually start
Yeah, I see
seeing.
it too.
I'm seeing droplets here.
Yep, if you ride on board, you can actually see it coming. It
there's
actually is
definitely
coming
rain.
down.
Rain is definitely falling,
Raindrops are falling from
and it's
the
not even
sky.
halfway yet. So that rain actually came earlier than what it was thought.
Thank you, Jeff, for another brilliant update.
Another disaster class. Maybe you start using freaking whatever pencils and lever wax crayons. Yeah, we just got confirmation there that there's a big gap in front and penalties as well, I think 12 seconds. So, looking good for Quinton.
Oh
becoming
wow,
like
12 seconds.
becoming like a Mercedes moment here in front, which means the second half of his race is they're going to be boring unless the rain really can treat us here.
Oh, the rain usually does spice things up though.
Let's hope the rain delivers tonight.
Not Maverick, 10 seconds. Just floating around the 10-second mark. Adrift. So, what was the weather prediction? Heavy rain to
Yep.
come. So you will be, I suppose you will not want to go straight onto inters, but go try and stick it out as long as you can and go to full wets, which will be a big gamble.
But the thing is, if you go full wet, during inter conditions, those tires will not be as grippy as inters, and you can actually lose time. So it might not be worth it going straight to the wet.
So you might
Because you
still
also
have to do
can't
another
stay
pit
out
stop.
on the slicks for too long, because you're also going to lose time.
Yeah, so when do you
Slip
change
slide in
over?
the rain. That's the thing, the timing to the switch over.
Not Sebastian losing a little bit more time now to Quinton. And this is still the closest battle on circuit. Maybe Vino on Ronald right now.
Yeah, with two teammates. But Vino is still a bit back. And we got a yellow flag. And looks
And
like
it's
Kimi
cleared.
again. Not Sebastian, just keep racking up the penalties, pushing really hard. Of course, running a little bit of a lonely 7th.
No, you're right, not even halfway yet. Coming up to halfway in about, what, 4 laps?
Yeah, 4 laps to go still
4 laps
after this.
time. Ooh, and Vino is right on the gearbox of his teammate.
Okay, time penalty for Safwan because the cars, the liveries don't match. Oh, and Vino goes past, but I think that was team orders there. Because there was not even a fight there from Ronald.
I wonder if he can't do anything to clean the...
Oh, and Vino messes it up coming out of a chicane. And that's surely going to allow force to come through, and Vino is going to dive into the pits. Is he going to go for his inters? Is he going to get it just right? But I think it just might be a little bit too early for inters.
Early.
The track doesn't seem that wet.
Well, I suppose we won't know.
He's going on to inters.
Well, let's see. Let's keep an eye on his lap time come next lap. Let's see what it actually is. Not
Gonna fight here.
West goes past.
But if it's not that wet on track as yet, what damage is he potentially doing to those inters?
Yeah, he's gonna need to find some damp patches and drive that and try and cool those
inters, yeah.
tires down. It does always look weird when you see guys on a different set of tires racing or going off the racing line to find a damp patch just to cool the tires down.
Because with wet tires you want that water, because without the water it's going to light up basically in no time. Of course with different compounds, each of course functioning better in different conditions.
Ooh, and
oh, slipping again. But he's through, he's past Wes.
Wes ran wide coming out of turn 10.
But Vino were also struggling with the rear end of that car.
Not Sebastian closing up the gap back up to Quinton. His gap is now at about the second mark.
A second, yeah. And now
Ronald
Wes
in the
is
pit,
in.
Force in the pit,
Right,
Kimi
yeah.
in the pit, West in the pit,
Now
Dismas
the
in
guy's
the pit.
really going for his Inters. Now the pit's getting busy. What is the race leader's going to do?
And not Sebastian is sliding. He might just jump into the pit.
Yes, he is. So is the race leader. So both of them are in. Legend's also in, so it's only Jean's still out there. But he's also coming in, so pretty much everybody's now stopping. Nice stop here by Aston. So that's the Safwan team. DRS disabled.
Ooh, there we go. That's usually your indicator to see how wet the track is.
Mm-hmm. Not Maverick also now in the Inters. Question is who can get used to these Inters and do so the fastest possible time.
Let's see what the guys are actually doing. The rain usually spices things up. I saw it last night on. I was in a race last night in wet conditions. Started 40th. At the end of, or not at the end, out of turn 3, I was 14th. The rain does spice things up.
Yep.
It's a pity I couldn't keep my
Halfway.
spot. And again, still the closest.
It's still in front, yeah.
Still the
Although
closest.
6 and 7 is now close contention because Force has got the gap down to under 2 seconds. Chasing Ronald again. Will it be a different story now on the wets? Because this time around there's no DRS. Yeah, Force getting closer and closer. Not Sebastian as well, and then the gap opens up a little bit, but it looks like he is gaining.
Yeah, he's gaining in certain parts of the track, and he's really gaining in the last sector. Turn 14, 15, 16, he does gain lots of time.
How long?
Forced with another 3-second time penalty.
Doesn't help. All the hard work of gaining on the track by actually chucking away with the penalties. You see now proper spray coming up.
When would be the best time to actually change from Inters to
No, definitely,
wet?
definitely not wet
Standing
enough.
water?
Definitely not wet enough. It's only a bit of spray now, so this Inters can actually last for a while.
So when you start seeing standing water.
Well, if it's going to start raining harder, you're going to see standing water a lot quicker. But as it is now, it looks like it's forming, but not fast enough. Force getting... Force it's being chased by Vino. Because Force looks like he spun. Because Force dropped off from Ronald and under pressure from Vino. So that explains the yellow flag that we just saw. Not Sebastian, just over a second. Still trying to get closer there to Quinton.
I wonder if coffee would actually be a brilliant substitute right now.
Who's that?
I wonder if coffee would actually be a good substitute right now.
You and coffee.
Oh, I need to do something. Now that the DRS is actually disabled, it actually neutralizes everybody a little bit, unless you were clever enough with your ERS throughout the lap. Sebastian's gaining on Quinton once again.
But can he keep it up? Do a whole lap of gaining?
Rob with a 3-second time penalty. Where is Rob? Rob's been very quiet. Let's go have a look. Running a good race in fourth.
Get a good gap in front of Ronald, but he must be careful of those penalties.
Maverick as well. The gap to Maverick has opened up since we last checked to 15
Maverick
seconds.
gained a little bit. No, but Maverick gained a little bit to the front, boys. Just ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Not Kimi trying to gain on Vino. Yeah, not Kimi is on the charge definitely. Gap's now under 3 seconds. Vino just dropping off a little bit to Force.
Oh, Force is dropping off from Ronald though. Was that?
Yeah, that was because of a spin as well.
No, but I thought you'd at least have made
yeah,
up
he
that
did
time.
He did pick it up a little bit, but he had Vino on him. But luckily he just got away a little bit free from Vino. It's like a bit of sun rays going through the rain there, just to confuse everybody. But Force is definitely gaining on Ronald now. Gap is now just under 3 seconds.
Kimi is not gaining on Vino. Gap is hovering around the 2.2 second mark. Got it down a little bit more. Not Sebastian, another 3-second time penalty. Let's just
and yeah, there you got a comment there that says stay away from the coffee, ne?
I do need coffee though.
You are warned, stay away from the coffee.
Who said that?
It's a comment for you, just especially for you.
Haha. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
For still getting closer to Ronald.
Wait, am I counting right?
Or what?
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21.
Penalties
21,
probably.
21 seconds of penalties for not Sebastian.
Oh well. There's no gap pick. There's no gap pick on the track, so somebody has to fly the flag on gap pick's behalf.
Well, not Maverick. He's sitting very comfortably though because he's got no penalties.
Just keeping a clean race, solid third place.
Yeah, all he should do is stay within the 21 second mark of Not Sebastian, and he inherits
second place.
Second.
And that will actually be also handy to him because look at his championship. Well, yeah, I'm going to say championship title contender because looking at the two of him, that will also help for the championship because the gap in between him and Quinton is just going to be minute. Yes, Quinton's going to close the gap because of extra bonus points plus obviously the win giving you more points in second. But if not Maverick can get it back into second place, the lead shrinkage because Quinton will actually close the gap, but it won't be that much. So it's also about damage limitation.
Oh, you just disappeared him on me.
No, I just muted you for a second, having to clear my throat there.
Kimi on Vino, 7/10.
No, Kimi's heavily chasing him. Vino's trying to keep up with Force still gaining on Ronald.
What if Kimi's
Maverick getting away from his teammate there, staying in touch with Sebastian, so it's kind of like now Maverick knows what we just said, because as it is now, Maverick will get second place.
Riding on board with not Kimi, and you can hear the lockups. That was coming out of turn. What was that now? Turn 11 and 12. You could hear the lockups.
Pushing that car to the limit.
Ooh, and who was that? Nismax? No, that wasn't Nismax. Who was that? Sean. Little bit of a squealy moment on the brakes coming out of turn 16.
Just seeing one of the faster cars lapping a slower car. Of course, that's in front.
Kimi got the gap down nicely to Vino. Gap is now just under 5/10.
Of course, one thing catching, another overtaking.
Passing, yeah. And without that DRS assistance, it might just be a little bit too much.
Of course, downforce in the wet is also different compared to a dry track.
Yeah, because I mean, so your rake needs to be a little bit higher, your ride height needs to be a little bit higher so that you can actually clear the water come from underneath the car so that your aerodynamics actually work.
That's it.
So it's a little bit, especially the dry going to wet races.
Oh, here we
And
go. Freeway fight for sixth place. Kimi, Foss and Vino.
Kimi just lost some time there because, oh pardon me, he locked up coming out of turn 2 going into turn 3. Oh, there goes my control. Not Sebastian losing a hell of a lot of time now to Quinton.
That's it. Dropping off big time now.
Maybe not liking the wet conditions.
Because it's not really wet, it's more snotty than anything else.
And greasy.
Luckily we don't need to race because race conditions,
Oh,
Ooh,
another
another
3
one.
second tire.
So I think it's starting to be safe to say that Maverick second.
Unless something really bad happens. But yeah. Maybe just pushing a little bit too hard, trying to find the grip. Give me
Still
back
close here for
force.
6th place. Pino, of course, chasing after Ronald while being chased by Force and Kimi. Not Sebastian still dropping over in front.
We still have 13 drivers in this race, which is not bad.
Yep, only the one retirement, which was there right at the start of the race. 24 laps to go after this one. Ooh, Force with another penalty.
Kimi not far behind.
No,
though.
he's definitely still in range.
And they're not very far off from Quentin as well.
Let's see if these guys can start making passes on each other. Yellow flag. Looks like Carby on the home straight.
Oh, mother spun.
Not sure who it is. That's Boucher, it's showing TDNF, so that's Boucher out. Because I tried to go in the car, but it doesn't allow me, but Boucher's out, so we got out.
DNF.
Yeah, but it was us again, you know, because we said too long, it was only one retirement, and yeah, after we said that, it wasn't 100 years, and boom, there goes number 2.
Commentator's curse, you say?
Yep.
Saf1 closing up on Saf1 Vino closing up on Saf1 Ronald.
Just about to say which one. And they, as you say, Vino's passed because Ronald, just like earlier, Ronald's not going to fight him. What's the point of fighting your teammate?
Well, it always makes for some very interesting TV.
Yeah. Good in-team fighting is actually some of the best to watch, because if it's done rightly, oh yeah, that's a nice spectator value.
Yes, but done wrong, then your boss
exactly
is
when both
shout at you.
Because when both drivers have issues, because golden rule, do not take out your teammate.
Well, you can tell that to Danny and Max.
Kimi, another penalty. The Aston boys doing RQR tonight in terms of penalty.
22 laps to go.
Force really close. Force staying there with Ronald. If he can get past Ronald, he can chase after Vino again. But I can't help but to feel, but Ronald is just playing rear gunner here for Vino.
But Force also has time penalty, so it...
But just to see some on track fighting. There we go. Force is right in the back there of Ronald. Of course, no DRS. Just gonna have a look. Yeah, no, just too far back.
I wonder if they have the the Ferrari mode, the Ferrari 2020, January 2020 spec motor in that car.
No top speed. Because Kimi is also not mixed. Kimi want a piece of that action, and this is where the closest action is at the moment. Because the gap in front is 3 seconds. They haven't been changing much in the last few laps. Force trying to getting closer to Ronald. But meantime we need to also worry about Kimi behind him. Force just too far back. But can Kimi now do something? Because Kimi is very close. Kimi's gonna have a go. No, he's not. Just too far back.
Just too far back. Now DRS actually really helped him.
Oh, yes. So it's not that heavy rain, to be honest, unless something really changed in the last 21 laps. But it's going to be intermediates until the end. Because it's not like, yeah, we're standing water, but it's not to the extent where you need full weight. And then the gap in front actually shrinked a bit.
Good.
Force now still looking, but not close enough. Ooh, and Kimi right in the gearbox. Weer Force.
It's
almost clipped his rear tyre there. Coming out the final corner, what can Kimi do this time? Now also too far back.
That gap in front is slowly coming down. No, man.
Yeah, nah. It helps. Doesn't matter.
I think we are safe to say that not Maverick will move up to second.
Oh my word! Look who decided to show up in the comp section. That guy who don't even know how to tip a canoe, but he calls himself Canoe. Mr. Walnut. Evan 14 is more like Evan Almighty. Evan, when you come racing with, boy.
Ooh, Kimi.
And Kimi still just getting that close. Not sure if that front wing is going to last that long, if that's going to keep happening. Evan Almighty, it would be nice if you can come join us on track. You did say after all that you will be reserved, so I would love to see you on track this season.
Oh, that's a very nice camera.
You and that other guy, that other bro of yours, Mr. Chen.
And Kimi got a horrible run out of turn.
Yeah, because now the gap is opening up to a second between all three. No, but otherwise we're good, thank you there, Evan. Hope all is good that side as well. But we will be fantastic if you guys can also join us on track.
Over 19 laps to go.
If he doesn't race, I'm going to tell him he must change his name from Walnut Canoe to Pick a Nut Canoe. Because you can really pick a nut. This gap is just staying basically, nobody's going anywhere at the moment, because as much as the gap opens, it closes again.
Yeah, this is the closest battle on.
I just don't know who's going to blink first, who's going to get frustrated, who's going to risk it all and potentially lose that front wing. How long can Ronald keep these two at bay?
Oh, and there goes Kimi with a tank slapper.
Kimi a bit of a buddy, but nicely kept together there. Because from that screenshot, that car was wobbly. I thought, oh, barriers, but he did well to keep that car under control. He's still in the running, lost a bit of time, but he can easily come back.
It gives Force nonetheless breathing room now.
Force is still trying there with Ronald. Maybe he can do something now that he don't need to worry what's happening behind him. And then there's also Legend and Wes. With that gap now also closed. Battle here for 10th place.
Force with 3-second penalty. That gap from Quinton to Sebastian is just hovering around the 3-second mark now.
Evan just confirming what we actually already know, as much as we tease him. Just getting home a little too late. It's not in time because unfortunately work commitments. That's also what happens when you work in other countries. Did you talk about other countries? Did you know the Republic of Cape Town is its own country?
Well, yeah.
Malmesbury is a province on its own. Legend getting ever so close. Ronald actually diving to the pit, so he's not happy with those inters. Unless things are going heavier. No, that's a new set of inters. So,
how long can Easterns last you?
They did 17 laps, and if you look at the laps remaining, if it's not going to change, you can actually finish on the set of inters he's on now. So he settled the end, and here we go, Kimi right back there with Force. Didn't take him long. But again, one thing catching, it's a different thing passing. Yeah, no. Legend still battling there with Wes. We're just keeping Legend at bay.
So now that there's a little bit of time, because there's not much, yes, there's action on track. I believe you guys are having a small get together.
Yep.
You guys excited?
Of course, any TNB get together, something else, something special.
Ooh. Looks like Kimi ran wide, sorry about that.
Yeah, he picked up a penalty there, and then, yeah, from there it kind of like went pear-shaped. Just testing conditions, just testing his handling skills tonight.
And he's on a pad, we shouldn't forget that.
Yeah, no steering wheel. So, Force, of course, is. Most of the guys are on wheels, of course. Guys on pads where is him and not Maverick that I know of. I think Legend's also on the pad. Legend is.
Okay.
I'm not sure about any other guys, but I know the most are on wheels.
Not Sebastian cutting down that gap to those 2.5 seconds.
Legend also still not able to get that much closer to Wes. Just keeping him honest.
What I wanted to say was...
Oh, now Legend mowing the lawn.
I know we said we were due to come up to Kyalami 9 hour, but yeah, that might not even happen.
It might not even take place as it is. It's going to be virtual if it does. I don't see us being allowed
to
track side.
Into the pit.
I think his inters are gone. He's going to get his last set of inters, so then he will also be set till the end of the race. Maybe a bit of an undercut, overcut or whatever. Not a bad idea.
I suppose if you are going to be, if guys are going to be coming in on
Full wedge
change the
versus
pitch,
it.
yeah.
That's just going to be the end.
then they should. Ooh, Kimi on force, 3 second 3 second gap.
Oh, and force goes a little bit wide.
No,
But without DRS, this pit straight, this DRS means nothing. With the whole start-finish line, if DRS would have made a difference.
Gaining.
No, not quick enough. DRS would have made a bigger difference. Just not helping when DRS is not in play. I mean, even if it rains, yeah, I know, safety and whatever. But a straight like that, why not having it? Even just for a shorter stint compared to what you normally would do. Do you know that the DTM cars also have DRS?
Yeah, and they got push to pass. Oh, sorry,
But-
they've got.
But well, the DRS and stuff talks to a limited amount of times that you can use it.
I understand that, and understand that's how they're going to be used.
Look,
that's
I
how
understand the
it's used.
push to pass. It's like for old, what we always refer to as what we known as the turbo boost. You have a little turbo button, like now everyone talk about the overtake button, which is all to do with with a ERS. But the push to pass is also something limited because you only had a certain amount of turbo boost in a race. But your DRS also limited the amount of times. But it's weird to see those cars when they open up the wing. It's like you only see this overhang of the back wing. You don't see the back wing.
Yeah, what some of the when was last weekend?
Yeah, this past weekend I must say that one guy also looks like a Rossi inspired Liberty, also the blue and that yellowy neon green.
But DTM races are quite cool.
No, it's something different. And there's actually two South
Kimi's
Africans
on
involved.
wet.
Kimi went full wet.
Give me full
Is the rain finally changing? Which means when these guys who pitted now will have to pit again. So that means the ones that stayed out actually rightfully stayed out. Or schemy gambling, but no, looking at the track, it definitely looks wetter.
Yeah,
It does look
you can see
a
some
lot more wet.
You can see some standing water though.
I can see some guys coming into for wet. Kimi just having a race leader in front of him, got past when he stopped. That means his teammate must be somewhere behind him. There we go.
Oh, sorry. Yes. What were you saying?
Which one were you talking about? We're talking about DTM,
There we go.
and we also talked about the get together, which we never finished.
Well, it kind of did finish. I mean,
Knowing you, you probably want to go fishing a little bit, find out more.
no. I'm just. I mean, if it wasn't my wife's birthday,
You
and
probably would have flown. Yeah, you would have flew
I
up
would
all
have
the way.
because yes, because I did promise you guys I'm coming up for that
Yep.
Kalami in 9 hours. So
That could, you might have made that your little K, seeing that there's no Kalami.
yeah.
No, but of course, wife first. Happy wife, happy life. So make sure she's happy. Anyone else gonna go for a pit here? 12
don't
laps
see
to
any-
go. Can they really
yellow
push us to
flag.
the end? Yellow flag again. I think that might be
Who's in sector
legend.
two?
No, not. He just picked up a penalty. Probably
Gap
Wes.
to
That was
Quinton is
Wes.
now.
Because Legend is in front of Wes now. Wes is on, both of them on the fresher Inters. Oh, and Wes just missing his braking point a little bit. Just getting used to it again. Now Kimi's still the only one on full wedge. I think that was just maybe a strategy change, hoping for the best. 12 laps to go, can't see anything really happening now, but well, some of these guys still stop, or are they going to keep these Inters for the remaining 12? Can then somebody take advantage, someone on the fresher Inters?
Well, I suppose is how you burnt out your tires over the.
That's the thing.
West in the pit as well. Let's see, West got the fresh set of Inters on.
Nobody already had fresh Inters, I'm not sure. That's Max with a bit of a lonely ninth here.
Vino got a 3-second penalty. Kimi's still the only one I can see that is on full wet.
Yep, it's only him.
Well, I suppose he's taking a gamble. He's got nothing else to lose.
No, but yeah, only 11 laps to go. I think some of these guys will push it to the end on those Inters. You're not going to see them pit. So I think this is pretty much it. Oh, yellow flag again. Kimi. Here comes Max now as well. Kimi going backwards and he's diving into the pits. Clearly those weights didn't work.
Those weights, yeah.
So that was a gamble which didn't work.
He's been in the pits quite a few times though. He stopped 3 times. Or thrice, sorry. Stopped thrice, Legend stopped thrice, John stopped thrice. No, the top 5 has only stopped once. Quinton on 23 lap old Inters, Sebastian on 23 lap old Inters, Maverick on 23 lap old Inters, Rob on 24 lap.
Yeah, and Vino as well.
Yeah.
No, but these guys going to push the Inters to the end. Oh, and another penalty for not Sebastian. Now they're starting to bring RDV into contention for 3rd place. Vino potentially into 4th.
No, I think he would just bring in, he would just give up the position to not Maverick. But I have been wrong before.
Yeah, but whichever way, there's nothing he can do about the penalty, so that's Maverick definitely through into 2nd. Like I say, with all the penalties, depending just how many Rob's got, that could potentially promote Rob to 3rd. Oh, it's less than double figures. Yeah, less than double figures. Almost like the track is actually drying a bit. Ooh, and another yellow. Looks like Kimi potentially again. Yep. Oh, shame Kimi having it all tonight.
He's not having fun tonight, you say?
Nope. It's gonna be
one of those tracks.
It's gonna be Bruce.
Oh, Bruce probably just jumped on his lap.
We'll blame Bruce.
For anybody that doesn't know, Bruce is a cat.
And not just any cat. It's a black cat. And it's not any old black cat, it's Kimi's black cat. Oh, Kimi goes off. And that promotes Legend to 9th.
Kimi is really not having fun in the rain.
Going slow here. Weaving. Think he's battling with tire pressures and stuff here. Just goes off track for the faster car to come past.
Makes a long way around.
He just got out of the way there of Vino. Kimi coming into the pits again. I think he might. I think he might call it.
He might retire.
Yeah.
Oh
wow, that looks weird.
Nose. Yeah, exactly.
Those wheels, look at those wheels. Wheels are not even turning.
Oh, you got the same glitch as me.
Yeah, you saw that. Rear wheels going, front wheels standing still. So this can be wing damage.
Kimi did not retire.
I think he's going to just go for a pitch because it's not in his nature to retire. Unless the wheels on that car is coming off.
Well, the wheels on the car literally came
off.
No,
there we go. Confirmed he did. There we go. DNF for Kimi. Kimi is gone. Race just fell apart, unfortunately. So we're down to 11 drivers.
7 laps to go.
And where we are now, no real gaps, no action for us, unfortunately. Tell Vino to slow down so we can see Force chasing him.
The only way Vino is slowing down is if he actually has damage.
Or he's doing team orders.
Kimi, not Sebastian falling back now. Gap just under 7 seconds to Quinton.
And even with those penalties, it's not even worth risking it.
Oh, Nismax just let the faster car through.
Yeah, just being lapped. Still, can't recall who's doing fastest lap, but we won't see fastest lap now, not in the conditions we have now.
I think Quinton still had the fastest lap though.
But that was obviously set in the try.
Yeah. No close battles currently. Everybody's spaced out very nicely. Right on board with your lead a little bit. Let's see what he does.
Ooh, where's with another time penalty? Gaps increasing actually.
Yeah. The gaps
like everybody is in the point where they're not going to try any harder, they're just going to stick to what they have at the moment.
Ugh. I do need some coffee right now. Or I could do with some coffee.
Tap water.
Actually, not even tap water coffee. I think I would just go with an espresso.
Nespresso. What else?
Well, I might not sleep though, but I do have reason to stay up a little bit later than normal.
Now then grab yourself a coffee.
Well, there's only what, 4 laps to go.
As if that ever stopped you before.
Ah, there's now and then.
No, like I say,
Yeah, the
pretty
races-
much as you see it there, it's done, it's over.
Ooh. Flag sector 2.
Oh,
Forced
forced
multiple
time penalty.
line. Ooh, Vino in the pits.
Vino in the pits, yes.
That's gonna promote Force up.
And so late.
Yeah, I don't know what. It's not dry enough for softs. Oh, and he's going for softs. He's going for softs. He wants the fast slap.
Fastest lap, yes.
Oh, wait, wow, he just disappeared.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's
That's
coming
weird.
out. He's coming out of the pits. Is it dry enough for softs?
Oh, it look like
Let's
that, but
see.
it's still dripping.
Exactly. Let's find out how slippery slidey it's going to be. Nismax in the pits as well. Let's see what's waiting. Ooh, a pair of softs is waiting for him as well. Rob in the pits as well. Also
Ooh,
got a
wow.
pair of softs.
That's Max.
No, Legend in the pits. Everybody's putting on a set of softs. This could be interesting. 3 laps to go. Force into the pits. Oh my word. Oh, and Quentin's in the pits. Does Sebastian follow suit as well? Busy pit lane with 2 laps to go. Quentin got held. Oh no, he left. Looked like he got held up a little bit longer than what he actually wanted to be. Not Maverick jumped. Not Sebastian. Not Maverick did not
But
pit.
he's the only one on those inters in front. Is he going to push it to the end?
Oh, 2 laps to go. Might as
It's
well.
possible.
Might as well. This changed things up a little bit. At this point in time, it looked like Rob would stay fourth. Kimi would keep, not Kimi, Sebastian would keep his third. But the way Sebastian is flying now on not Maverick, it looks like the softs were the way to go. Ooh, it was very close, and Sebastian makes it stick. Yeah, I think the softs were the way to go. Maverick might jump into the pits, and that would give Sebastian some breathing room and he could extend that lead a little bit further. Let's see, Maverick. Yeah, Maverick jumps in the pit. Two laps to go. And the sun's starting to come out. I see a little bit of glare on the camera. Let's see, who else is on? Ooh, yellow flag.
And it's right in that first corner sequence. Let's see if I can get it back in. Come on. Vino with another time penalty. No, not sure who that is.
On... Ooh, West also retired. It was, looks like it was West.
Yeah, it is West.
I wonder what happened there. Because it shows that he has 0 time on that, on those softs. Final lap. It's just right on board with the...
Yep, final lap indeed. So out of 14 runners, it's going to be 10 to finish. Okay, here we go.
Oh, and Vino says the fastest lap.
Yeah, that was obviously the whole idea about those tires.
Well,
might as well get that.
Lap.
Well, it's 2 points. 2 points is 2 points. But extra 2 points for the team.
Oh, well
now
done
Quentin
to
goes.
Oh, Quentin goes fastest once. Well, the fastest lap record for this year was 1:18.1. So, and let's see where Maverick finishes. Will he finish above Sebastian?
I do believe so, according to my calculations, yes. Not Maverick coming around now. Yep.
Yes, and with 5 seconds gap. Well done, Quentin, Maverick, Sebastian. Rob will stay 4th.
Looks like now he managed to stay ahead of RZDV.
Some decent points.
Very interesting in terms of a championship.
Well, the last 3 laps turned out to be a cracker because everybody jumped
late
stop
for softs.
Well done to everybody. Well done to the top 2.
Good battle in front.
Battle. Oh wow, the game's giving me Vino for real as driver of the day.
Possible. If we can have a screen here, please. Once everybody has celebrated on the podium. Okay, Dave, you can talk us through that.
Oh, well done to Quentin, Maverick, Sebastian, Rob, Vino, Foss, Ronald, Nismax, Legend, John. And it shows that West finished.
No, but he retired just at the end. That's why.
Yeah. West,
the last finisher was West. I mean, Jean.
Yeah, I was going to
No, Jean. No, the last finisher was Jean. Sorry, my bad. teammate.
Oh, well done to everybody. These 100% races are not for the
Easy.
faint of heart. Yeah. Especially when it starts raining as well. In the middle of the race. So, well done to everybody.
Yeah, no, I'm going to say it on air. Seeing that we're back to the habit. I actually agree with the game on Drive of the Day. That will be Vino actually making up 9 places in the end.
There we go. I don't see any fault with that.
Because the other closer one would have been 4th, but yeah, Vino made up 9 places in the end. Let's just see, because there's a whole... Where in theory should be. Let me just see if I can get this right. Let's see. Let's see if we can get in here. Let's give it another second or so. See, Force just complaining the race took like forever for him.
Oh, the race did feel long, I must say.
Whenever there's rain, it feels like an eternity, and I think a couple of guys will be tired tonight. But one of them definitely our 3rd place man. Doing a bit of a Gavin tonight with the amount of penalties there, not Sebastian?
Trust me, I'm not proud of it.
No, but you and Gav are such good friends, you're just doing it in the spirit of friendship.
Yeah.
Of course, and that ultimately allowed Not Maverick to through in 2nd place, which Not Maverick will not be entirely unhappy with, because that means he's just in the position right behind his championship rival, so not a big gain in the championship standings there for Quinton, but yeah, Not Maverick definitely happy. But what a start there from the not Aston boys. I mean, both you and Kimi, brilliant starts.
Yeah, it was a bit surprising. Got a good getaway, and I thought, okay, well, cool. And then all of a sudden I saw was he on the inside, and I was like,
Kimi, somewhere right between you and Quinton. I thought, yeah. 3 cars going for the first corner, here it comes, and then you fell back to 3rd, and he actually went all the way to 1st.
Yeah, I braked a bit too late and did touch Wazzy a bit, but thankfully I managed to keep it on track.
But yeah. Wow, talk about late braking. You and Quinton went battling there for 1st place. Coming down the home straight with DRS wide open, he just couldn't get past you because you were much braver on the brakes.
Yeah, I could see on the final exit, I could pull out a little bit of a gap, so I was sacrificing a lot of fuel and ERS just to try and help a little bit, and sometimes it was a bit too close for comfort. A bit too close.
Just too close, but yeah, well done keeping it to the inside and you guys actually just not making contact. Couple of times it looked very close that Quinton's going to run into one of the Aston boys, so that's how close it came. But yeah, no contact in the end and good clean racing.
Yeah, it was brilliant. That was brilliant.
2nd place man there, Mr. Maverick. I think definitely, yeah, quiet race if I can say, but also brilliant start. Bit of a battle there with his teammate early on, but once he got back to 3rd, he just basically controlled it. Yeah, he's going to say the guys in front were too fast for him, but in the end he played out very nice and good points again for Team TGR.
Yeah, I mean, still 100% finish, so I can't complain.
I was just about to say that only team still with 100% finishing rate.
And I felt like I had a pace actually, but unfortunately I shared a garage with John, and when I went pitted I lost 5 seconds just in the pit when we went to the...
Yeah. That's the downside about multiplayer cars, because you don't know where you're going to stop in the pits.
But either way, I mean, my pace is basically on par, maybe a little bit slower than the two front boys. So my end goal was basically just to keep Muna at bay to see if I can catch on penalties.
And you kept it clean, no penalties in the end.
Yeah, that was luck.
Luck, you know, that was
I
controlled.
don't think luck had anything to do with that.
Well, basically keep it off the curbs, but then you lose time.
That's the other thing. Because Muna sacrificed penalties, but aggressive, and he made up for time. But it's just unfortunately one of those nights. But still, I think Muna will still just be happy to have a finish under his belt.
Yeah, I'm glad. It took 5 rounds in, so.
No, but the first
Points is
couple was
points.
the first couple was no fault of your own. Unfortunately, that
Yeah.
was work commitments.
But I'm happy. Haven't touched the game in ages, and yeah.
Yeah, and some knock it off here with a nice podium. Unfortunately, your teammate got taken out right there in the start. He didn't even see the first corner.
Yeah, sadly there was a bit of contact. He said that he just did not see the guy inside, and yeah,
And some
happens.
contact, and he ended up in the barriers. But it happens, like you say. Part of racing. But guys, yeah, last thing we have had rain. It's kind of like it was expected later, and when it arrived earlier, and then right at the end, a few laps to go, everybody dashing for softs again. Kind of like, I don't think anybody expected that. We thought the rain's going to take it all the way to the end.
I actually thought I'm gonna stick it out, but then I saw I lost like a lot of seconds because I was like 17 seconds behind Muna, and all of a sudden he just overtook me, and there was no way I could stay it, so I had to pit. And my tire was overheating like hell.
You guys also kept those inters very long compared to some of the other guys who actually stopped.
Yeah, I was actually asking Wazzy, because obviously he retired out. I was asking if, stopping for a new set of inters is not the better bet. He said, stick it.
Go softs.
Yeah.
Let that last one. But I see a lot of you guys actually were going to stick it out on those inters. If it didn't dry out at the end, you would have finished the race on those inters.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty much a strategy for all of you in the top.
Yeah, you couldn't sacrifice track position really. You just had to survive.
But that's what all top 3 guys actually in the end decided to do. And it worked out.
Yeah, I did. And I must say, I thought we were gonna catch Quinton because his setup obviously worked perfect for him. But we thought he's on a completely dry setup, and we thought we were gonna catch him then.
When it rains.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't work out like that.
Well, sadly I lost a bit of time behind back markers, but he did pull away a bit, so
He used
hats
it
off
to his
to him.
advantage. Hats off here.
hats
Drove
off
a
to
clean
him.
one, and of course, that wheel-to-wheel action of you guys in the beginning. I mean, it actually makes it interesting as well for us here in the comms box, and I'm sure for the spectators as well. Always nice to see when the guys go wheel-to-wheel like that, and of course, good wheel-to-wheel and clean racing. Because a couple of guys can go wheel-to-wheel, but it's not always that clean in the end.
Yeah, it was a bit difficult because Spain is not the easiest track to overtake at, so you got to be very careful on what you do.
And that DRS zone, only really the first DRS zone that helps, because the second one is too short, and that DRS only really comes into play at the end as you approach the first corner, because you gain the momentum, but you only really see the results at the end, and then you need to either defend properly, commit to your line early, or it can end in disaster.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but good racing, guys kept it clean and nice tight fighting. We certainly enjoyed it. And finally commentators were back in the box, and funny enough we even had Devon, so both of us were here. I think Devon enjoyed himself.
Yeah, so full constructors points for the commentators.
and bonus points for TGR.
I like that.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Devon, thank you.
Very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
For all of
Thanks
you
for
out
the
there
comments.
watching, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support as always. I don't foresee any issues, so we should be back here next week, Friday, same time, same place.
Isn't it
Of
the
course.
break?
It's a break.
Yeah, no, sorry, I forgot about this. This was for halfway. You see, thanks for the reminder. There was something I wanted to say earlier, but I forgot about it. One thing we're doing slightly different this season, we're taking a break in the midway part of the season, and that's exactly where we are now. 5 races done, 5 to go, so next week a break, and then we will continue, so pretty much back in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Till then, you guys stay safe. Of course, at least the bottle stores are back to normal, so you can go out anytime not to go by, so enjoy yourselves, have fun, and then we'll see you then. Cheerio.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.